So respectfully for the Black community, I have a question. So if Trump is trying to defund federal aid for higher education, and he's already gotten rid of DEI programs, which would essentially protect the minority in the workplace, and he is supporting illegal immigrants, which essentially are working, those jobs out in the fields and all those hard jobs that nobody wants to work, what do you think his plan is? Keeping in mind that at one point he said the immigrants were taking Black jobs. What did he mean with that? Are we talking about slavery? Because during slavery times, who were the ones who worked the fields? And if immigrants are taking those jobs, and now the immigrants aren't here to do those jobs, and now you can't get a higher education, who does he expect to go work the fields? I mean, in all seriousness. So should you also be worried and stand up for everything that's happening? Should the Black and brown join forces? Because there is a plan, and it's not just Hispanics, it's not just immigrants, it's not just illegals. It's going to start with us. But the whole goal is to keep the white man here, keep the Blacks and the browns here, and women.
He wants to keep helping Latinos in the U.S. Let's do things the right way, and let's keep growing. Let's keep growing as a family, and let's make America great again.
Necesitamos a Trump. Let's make America great again.
A lot of Latinos, we stand strong next to President Trump. Let's make America great again. Let's go.
I'm just happy we in good hands. I know this 4 years is going to be one hell of a run. I know he's going to do a lot of great things for the whole Spanish community. Especially, we're going to make America great again.
I'm glad I gave that vote to Mr. Trump, and me and Anuel AA are here supporting que viva Puerto Rico, and let's make America great again.
Congratulations, President Trump.
We need you. We need you back, right?
Do you know who they are? Do you know who the hell they are? Come up here, just fast, fellas, come on. Because I don't know if these people know who the hell you are. But it's good for the Puerto Rican vote. Nikki Jam, do you know Nikki? She's hot.
For all the Black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping Black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants.
As y'all could see, she stated that ICE pulled up to her workplace where they hire nothing but Haitians. They took all the undocumented Haitians. They didn't take her because she was documented. So with that being said, what makes you believe that ICE is just going to randomly detain Black Americans for looking like Haitians when in her scenario, they didn't detain all the Haitians that are Haitians. They only took the undocumented Haitians. Y'all got to stop with this fear-mongering. And as ICE was removing the Haitians from her workplace, even her being Haitian, she didn't fight for those Haitians. She just let ICE complete their job, do their job. She didn't obstruct justice, and she's Haitian herself. Matter of fact, she's like, look, I got my citizenship. Y'all need to do the same thing. Like, she happy she in a safe space. Like, ICE try harder. You got them, but not me. So she clearly separate her status from their status, and they're all Haitians. Once again, y'all got to stop with this fear-mongering.
I remember that family that was on their way home from basketball practice, and they said that ICE threw tear gas at their car, and it almost killed their 6-month-old baby. And then everybody said, see, told y'all Black people was next. They targeting Black people. Remember that? Look who was found at the protest an hour before their car was hit with tear gas. There go to mom. Just chilling. Didn't seem like they was just coming home from basketball practice and they happened to get caught on the street with ICE. Seemed to me like they part of the crowd. In the video, it was hard to spot the dad, but you can see in this picture right here that dad was in the same crowd. Now, what's crazy is that the point that I made was for the original story they told, which is now proven to be a lie, which was that, why are you stopping at a peaceful crowd with babies in the back seat when you know the block is hot? Because they said they stopped at the crowd and they saw the mother-in-law there, and next thing you know, ICE was in front of them and behind them, boxed them in, tear gas went off, baby couldn't breathe. Even with that story, I was like, why are you stopping at a crowd with a baby in the backseat? But now you telling me y'all was at this protest for a full hour with the kids in the car. That is far much worse than I thought. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I didn't even say they were lying. I just said, why would you stop at a crowd with children in the back? This video shows them chilling in that same crowd for an hour before the incident went down. Where were the kids then? Like, curious to know on what the other side thinks. The ones that were like, told y'all black people was next. They were targeted. I'm curious to know what y'all think about this. Don't forget, they allegedly came up with $200,000 with a GoFundMe. Allegedly. I'm curious to know what y'all think about this now. Even the father's responses to the news interview questions was off, because they was like, where are your kids at now? And he was like, yeah, they headed to the hospital right now. They can't breathe. That's it. Your kids almost died and you sitting there talking about, yeah, I guess they headed there. Everybody in the comments like, please stop. He's in shock. Okay.
All right, so listen, don't get mad at me. I'm just asking questions. When did illegal aliens become the top priority of the United States of America? That's my question. My first question. My second question is, when the black people start caring whether or not illegal aliens got deported back to their own country? Because I've been around for a while now. I ain't never heard that even one day in my entire life up until very recently. All of a sudden, we got the fake Black Panthers out here talking about they're going to protect illegals from ICE. My question is, you talking about ICE is out here wearing masks and terrorizing the people. Where was y'all at when was out here wearing masks and terrorizing the community and the murder rate was going sky high and women was getting carjacked at the gas station left and right? We seen mothers chasing the goddamn car down because the baby's still in the back seat. When public transportation went to shit and the people just trying to get to work and get to school feel less and less safe on public transportation because motherfuckers shooting guns and shooting dope right on the bus. Where the f is y'all at then? Don't come to me with this Black Panther, pro-black about no illegal aliens, and y'all wasn't around when the community was going through shit. The community's still going through shit, and y'all wasn't nowhere around. All of a sudden, illegal aliens are threatened to be deported as they should, and y'all outside fake bullshit Black Panthers. This light skin running around, and he from Cali. He ain't from Philly. Yo, man, I'm going to just say this, and I don't mean no harm, but we are the most easily manipulated people on the face of the goddamn planet. Don't fall for this shit, man. Don't go with no federal agents. Don't go worry about no illegals. Don't be trying to fight ICE because it ain't your problem, man. Raise your kids, get your money, build your credit, get your situation right. You in the land of opportunity. They want to be here. You was born here. You know what I'm saying? You have the opportunity. Don't let these people gas you up and tell you you a victim and you ain't got access. Get the out here and do something for yourself. Don't worry about no illegal aliens, man. That's their problem. And I hope they all get sent back to where they came from, because I'm worrying about me and mine. Black, white, purple, or green. I care about Americans. Anybody else.
I'm really tired of you FBAs and pretendians lying to people, lying to black people, talking about, oh, well, they ain't never did for us. They ain't never fought with us. They ain't never protested with us. They ain't never cared about us. You're a liar, okay? First of all, if you're going to bring up the civil rights movement, do your research first. There was Latinos and Native Americans that was involved in the damn civil rights movement. Go look up Mendez v. Westminster. Go look up Mendez v. Westminster that fought for educational equality. Go look up the Young Lords, the Puerto Rican group that often worked with black civil rights leaders for better health care. Go look it up. Stop lying to people just because you don't want to like Latinos anyway. You don't want to like Native Americans anyway. You looking for every excuse to stay in the house and be a bitch. So you gonna lie and fabricate beefs anyway. There is no real issue between black people and Latinos. There is no issue between black people and Native Americans. What happens is we have both. I've had bad experiences with Latinos before. Latinos have had bad experiences with us before. But what we cannot do is sit up here and cast a general blanket on each other while this damn European reject sits up here and benefits off of all of our division. It doesn't even make sense. Let's speak some truth here. The truth is There was house ninjas during the civil rights movement that stayed in the house. There was house ninjas during slavery that stayed in the house. And there are house ninjas now that are choosing to stay in the house and sitting up and talking about, well, we gonna look out for us. Y'all, you and your ancestors that also stayed in the house ain't never looked out for black people. You just benefited off of the work that real black people do. I want to give a special apology to the Latino community, to Native American community, because you may be under the false impression that all black people are thinking like these cowards. That is not the case. They are a loud few where we are the quiet many. Understand that. But what I am trying to tell black people is stop allowing the loud few to control the narrative for the quiet many. We outnumber them. You know what the right thing to do is. We've been on the front line since the beginning of time in this goddamn country. We the ones, black people are the ones why America even exists in the first place. It was chattel slavery. It was the selling of us is why this country exists in the first place. It was human trafficking of us is why this country exists in the first place, alongside Native Americans. So I'm not going to sit up here and perpetuate and fabricate and push forward and maintain a damn issue that don't even exist between Native Americans, black people, and Latinos, when it's a whole white supremacists, it's a whole racist, it's a whole European reject that's contributing, that's controlling everything like a goddamn puppeteer, that's sitting up here profiting off of all of your trauma. Your punk ain't got nothing to say about white supremacy, but you got everything to say about an African, a Haitian, a Somalian. You got everything to say about a Puerto Rican, you got everything to say about a Puerto Rican, you got everything to say about a Mexican, you got everything to say about everybody melanated, but you ain't got nothing to say about the damn racists. You ain't got nothing to say about the motherfuckers that are still currently brutalizing us. The motherfuckers still dropping us on top of our heads. You ain't got nothing to say about them, but you got everything to say about everybody melanated. Anybody that is dividing melanated people, no matter the shade, no matter where you come from, anybody dividing melanated people, any brown person, anybody contributing to the divide of any brown people is a direct enemy of brown people, is a direct enemy of black people, is a direct enemy of Latino people, is a direct enemy of Native Americans. Because not only have a lot of you FBAs and pretendians betrayed yourself, you've betrayed your community by directly benefiting white supremacy. Understand, silence, staying in the house, all that makes you complicit. All of that makes you guilty by association. Because your rhetoric and ideology helps white supremacy divide melanated people. And that being a fact means you are not pro-black, you are not pro-black people, you're not pro-Latino, you're not pro-Native American. No. What you are is a modern day version of a damn sellout, a modern day version of a damn house ninja. How can you even look yourself in the mirror if you ignoring everything that white supremacy is doing and you turning your eye and focusing on attacking everybody melanated, whether they be light brown or dark brown? You want to focus on everybody melanated, but then ignore everything that European reject do. You are a coward.
All right, so this is where we are, right? So let's just look at one thing. It says Mendez versus Westminster. 1947 was a landmark federal court case that successfully challenged the segregation of Mexican American students in California. Then you go directly down to the conflict, right? And it says that in 1944, the Mendez children were denied enrollment at a whites-only school in Westminster, California, and told to attend a separate quote-unquote Mexican school with inferior facilities. Paradoxically, Mendez's nieces, the Viduri children, were allowed to enroll because they had a different surname and light skin. Underneath that, it says the legal argument. Attorney David Marcus argued that segregation was not based on race, as Mexicans were legally classified as white at the time, but on arbitrary discrimination against children of Mexican descent. He also used early social science evidence to prove that segregation caused feelings of inferiority. Next, we have these quotes from their forefathers. One person said that Latin Americans of Mexican descent belong to the Caucasian race and are therefore white. Another person said, "Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I do not want to ally with him." Another person said, "We are not and have never been a civil rights organization personally. I hate the word. Another person said, I know the Negroes aren't getting their full share of democracy, but frankly, I'm prejudiced against Negroes, and I do not believe that they are entitled to everything that we get. So next we can look at a few articles here, right? It says Afro-Latinos say that Miami blackface play is part of a bigger problem with racism in Latino communities. Another one says members of gang admit attacking black residents in Los Angeles. Another one states that police officer who took the life of Philando Castile acquitted of all charges. Another one, this workshop seeks to critically address anti-blackness in the Latina community. Another one, Trump meets with victims of crimes by undocumented immigrants. Another one, unpacking anti-blackness. Afro-Latinx shares their experiences. So now we have this. Hawaiian Gardens, California, a Latino street gang waged a racist campaign to eliminate the city's black residents through attempted murders and other crimes, according to federal racketeering indictments unsealed on Thursday. 5 indictments charged a total of 147 members and associates of the Vararo Hawaiian Gardens gang, and federal and local agencies arrested 63 of them by early Thursday. Another 35 defendants were already in custody on unrelated charges. Weapons and drugs worth more than $1 million also were seized in what O'Brien called, quote, the largest gang takedown in United States history. The indictment details attempted murder, kidnappings, firearms, narcotics, and other charges related to attacks by the gang, which is predominantly Latino and mainly operates in Hawaiian Gardens, a city of about 15,000 in southern Los Angeles County. Quote, Vararo Hawaiian Gardens gang members take pride in their racism and often refer to the VHG gang as a hate gang. The main indictment stated, quote, VHG gang members have expressed a desire to rid the city of Hawaiian Gardens of all African American and have engaged in a systematic effort to achieve that result by perpetrating crimes against African Americans. So let's take it a step further because she wanted to talk about jobs. You also got the Latinos won a $28 million from Google, right? Because they said that Judge Adams stated that the settlement came after Cantu's lawyers agreed this month to exclude black employees from the lawsuit. Now I just want to try to figure some stuff out, right? The young woman, who's obviously young, ignorant, decided to state that if it were not for the Latins, the Mexicans directly out here, who are working the fields and the farms, then pretty much black Americans would get put into a type of or back into slavery. And that because the Latin and the Mexican population is here, they are in a sense a barrier in between black Americans basically returning back to what we were doing in a previous time. I've never heard such a cockamamie type of story in my life. You think for one second that us who are able to clearly read history and know about history for 1 second is going to think that you are the reason that things aren't returning back to the way that they were? Ooh, you've lost your mind. You've lost 100%. You've lost your mind. And as I stated before, that it's very interesting that these folks never have this, type of energy for their own people who specifically, voted for Trump to be in office. We were able to hear. Matter of fact, let me just play this video again.
He wants to keep helping Latinos in the U.S. Let's do things the right way, and let's keep growing. Let's keep growing as a family, and let's make America great again.
Necesitamos a Trump. Let's make America great again.
A lot of Latinos, we stand strong next to President Trump. Let's make America great again. Let's go.
I'm just happy we in good hands. I know this 4 years is going to be one hell of a run. I know he's going to do a lot of great things for the whole Spanish community. Especially, we're going to make America great again.
I'm glad I gave that vote to Mr. Trump, and me and Anuel AA are here supporting. Que viva Puerto Rico, and let's make America great again.
Congratulations, President Trump.
We need you. We need you back, right?
Do you know who they are? Do you know who the hell they are? Come up here, just fast, fellas, come on. Because I don't know if these people know who the hell you are. But it's good for the Puerto Rican vote. Nikki Jam, do you know Nikki? She's hot.
So again, after listening to that, I got other videos as well too, but just listening to that one video, where are all of the blacks, right? Where are the ones that she wants to really question in that video? I don't see them. Trump is not talking about black people in any of those videos. Trump is not bringing up any black artists when it deals with those videos as well either. Again, women like this never want to pull up to the scene and question the men of their community, but they want to turn around and try to target black Americans. They want to turn around and talk about the black American community. They want to make it seem like we have this bond, as if we have this symbiotic relationship, when we never did. You have a lot of other people out here that want to try to make it seem as though that the black population and the Latin or Mexican population never had no type of issues. We were just friends, and then somehow, some way, somebody came along and just split us up. No, that's not how that happened. I get tired of people trying to rewrite history and trying to insert some type of false reality because they're too close to the situation, because they have maybe a good partnership or a bond with other people. Yeah, again, just because in your reality that's how it works, that is not specific for everybody else historically. This is why I like to read directly from the black and white, from the stories that are out there, versus other people just wanting to talk directly online. Again, this is a straight clown show. I've never seen such foolishness like this in my life. Instead of you, as whoever it is that you are, Latin or Mexican, whatever, Spanish speaking, instead of you directing this energy towards your own people who specifically voted, either if they were legal or illegal, they still sided with a conservative Republican Party with the whole MAGA brand in order to get this whole deportation and ICE placed directly in power in order to specifically and number one affect your community. It's crazy to me that y'all come over here online and want to specifically speak and call out black Americans. Wow. I could have sworn people said that they don't need our help. I could have sworn people said that they were doing far better than us. That, they were able to create jobs and they were getting, stuff directly from the muscle. They were getting it from the mud. I could have sworn people were up there saying that black Americans need to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. And black Americans need to worry about themselves before they worry about anybody else in anybody else's community. I could have sworn that these were the same people, but look at what we have here. And look at who it is that decides that they want to speak as ignorantly as they are. They want to open their mouth and speak directly online to a whole collective of people and try to place blame where blame does not belong. How does that work? Interesting. And then on top of that, not just even that, you also got white folks out here trying to jump directly on the bandwagon and have a conversation with black people. All of y'all have lost y'all mind. This is exactly why this country is falling apart the way that it's falling apart, because all of y'all are clowns. The main demographic that's speaking is the main demographic that voted to put the Republicans in office. But y'all want to turn around and be, black people, this is your fault. Come through and pick up this mess that y'all didn't create, but we're going to specifically blame you directly for it and say it's your fault when it's not, because we don't know how to take acceptance and the responsibility and acknowledgement of what it is that we did and how it is that you guys told us, a whole bunch of stuff earlier. So, yeah, no. Y'all will figure it out. The Renee Good situation, that is a whole issue dealing with the white community. The ICE situation is a whole situation dealing with the Latins and other immigrants directly out there, because y'all specifically decided, y'all picked and chose where it is that y'all wanted to be. And I guess you decided to gamble everything and you gambled wrong. And now you sitting there remorseful. You don't know what to sit up there and do with yourself. Now you're sitting there in fear. A lot of y'all areas that were hustling and bustling with all of your folks directly in there are now ghost towns, because you got ICE and everybody else sweeping directly through. Not to mention that you have your own people who have their citizenship calling ICE directly on you. Y'all don't want to talk about that though, right? You got your own family members and friends calling ICE directly on you, but you don't want to talk about that though, right? You don't want to point them out though, right? You want to specifically always talk about the black Americans. black Americans are xenophobic. They're anti-immigrant. They're anti-Hispanic and yada 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 and rah 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 rah. That's some crazy work though. Y'all will do any and everything but take responsibility for what it is that you did. And here we are. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, stay tuned for the next video.